Welcome back, Fire Tribe. Pulled away from the mic there to not overdo it, you know?
Whoa.
I don't want to break people's ears.
Whoa.
So, September 1st. First day of September, we're back. Game week 3 ended yesterday. Today is Monday. So
Nice.
we're recording. Thanks. We're recording this, and next week is international break. So we're not going to have any games to speak of, which frankly could be a good thing because it gives a little bit of time for some of the injured players. I'm speaking about Cole Palmer to find out if he's still going to be hurt when we come back for game week 4. But before we go any further, how are you boys doing?
I'm pretty great.
Pretty good.
Pretty great.
Pretty great.
I'm glad you guys are
Hey,
good.
how are you?
I'm bad. I'm horrible.
My real team dominated on the field, sort of.
Okay.
My fake team dominated on the field, definitely.
What does that mean? Oh, yeah, your FPL, your fake team.
So I'm good.
Gotcha.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, this is an FPL show, so I don't want to take more than 2 minutes on this, but I am a little frustrated because the team that I love the most in Leverkusen is just in shambles. Fired their head coach, Ten Hag, after 2 games. Boniface on loan. Hincapié just got sent to Arsenal on loan with option to buy. Wirtz is gone. Frimpong's gone. Xhaka's gone. Adley's gone.
Is that it?
All in the EPL. Nope. Hiradeki's
anyone
gone.
else?
Taz gone. Kasanu's gone. They're all gone. Basically, all but 2 players from Alonso's good teams are gone. So it's going to be a rough season. But maybe all the money they got, they can buy some good players with the new coaches they're going to need.
Yeah.
Probably not.
They'll buy like
Probably not.
6 guys no one's ever heard of and then be good in like 3 years.
Yep. Okay, so that's where I'm at. But yeah, this is not a Bundesliga.
No. But in brighter
show.
news, Inter Miami did lose to Seattle in the MLS Cup, so Messi
Brighter
stunk
news.
it up again.
Barca
Nor-
South.
Barca robbed the team in La Liga. So it's just a great weekend for
Listen,
me.
we're an EPL/FPL show, but hey, we're gonna give you all the news. You know,
Yeah.
what's happening around the world. Quick shout out to @TravisMcKill. He commented on our video and told us our sound is awful. Fair enough. We went back and listened. It wasn't. Funny enough, Dave's great, so that's good. Phil and I were a little loud.
As
We
if you needed to be
adjusted.
told.
We adjusted, and we're hoping this week. Please let us know again if Phil and I are kind of topping out the mics because we're so powerful and loud. So let us know. We, again, always appreciate comments because we're going to respond and we're going to adjust accordingly if we feel we need to. So thank you for that. Okay, without any further ado, fill up.
Yes,
Fill
sir.
up. Mini-league updates, team update. How do we do?
Mini-League update. Are you going to pull it up there for me?
I can pull it up for
Who?
you.
Make it look cool for the viewers so they can follow along.
Phil, I can
Make
pull it up.
sure
Give me one-
make sure you
no,
pull
this
this
is
up,
my
Sean.
part. I will talk about you in due time, Dave.
Give me a second.
One.
Full screen for you.
One.
And send it down, and you should be good to go, my friend.
Beautiful. So wherever this is on the screen,
It's basically the whole screen.
whole
We're always in
screen.
the corner.
okay, we're down there. Fireside Mini-League update. So Fireside Dave, Fireside Sean in first and second. I moved up a few positions in fifth, but we really need to talk about Fireside Dave here because not only is he in first, he hasn't used a single chip yet, and he actually had an 80-point game week, which is significantly higher than the average. So shout out, Dave. That was a great week. Sean, if you want to bring up his team just to look at what made up those 80 points. And Dave, if you want to talk through your thought process there.
Show everyone the secrets. Go ahead. My first thought is Trevor Chalobah. It's like the best defender in FPL, and he's only 5% owned. I don't know what y'all are doing out there, but another clean sheet for Chelsea.
That's the last week he's going to be 5% out.
Your opinion?
No, that's, yeah.
Danny Munoz, Ismail Assar, the Palace boys came up big for me. Bruno Fernandes, that late penalty saved me. Captain Erling Haaland. My front line as a whole was good. Evan Nielsen, João Pedro, both get on the board again, or the first one of the season for Evan Nielsen. The one move I did make was since Palmer got hurt, I dropped him for Brennan Johnson, and he only played like 50 minutes, so that didn't work out.
That happens.
And Forrest forgot how to play defense against West Ham for the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, that happens as well.
Yeah, no complaints about an 80-point week.
If I can
51,622 is the rank, though, for the week.
Yeah.
like and subscribe for Dave. If I can make one comment on your game week, I would say probably your Crystal Palace boys were the surprising ones. Obviously Villa is atrocious, and we'll talk about that. But you probably didn't expect to get 16 or 17 points from Munoz and
16, yeah.
Sar. So, but no, great week for you. And again, Dave's leading the board right now of our mini league, and we'll keep you updated how everyone is doing.
That's right.
Hey, I'm happy for you, man. Great job.
Thanks.
And if you want to be first in your mini league, listen to this cat.
Yeah, wait till I put up 32 points this week.
All right, I sent it back up. We're good.
Nice.
Hey,
Well done.
We're just, it's a slow process to get good at this, whatever.
Dad brain.
That brain. No, that's great. Yeah, good week.
Yeah, that's great.
Good week, Dave. Yeah, you're fine. Whatever. I'm a second. I'll be ahead of you soon enough.
Oh.
He already used
All
his
right.
triple.
All right.
It's fine.
Should we talk about? We talked about my
We
crappy
should talk about
Brennan Johnson.
topics and transfers.
It's time for topics and transfers.
That was rude.
Not
of me.
cool, Sean.
That was rude.
I know you're bitter.
I cut you off. That was rude. You're right, though. Topics and transfers. Let's do a couple topics. I'll toss it over to you for the biggest transfers this week. So,
Ooh, we got some juicy ones.
yeah, topics. So again, September 1st, we're recording this EST around 6:30. So a lot of things have already happened. But what?
EST.
What do you guys call it?
Just
I don't know. I'd say
just
probably like
PM.
Oh, okay, well, the majority of our viewers are in
No, I'd
the
probably
UK,
say, like-
so
I would have
I
said
know.
probably 6:30 afternoon Eastern time, or
I said 6:30 EST,
okay, Mr. Robot.
which is shorter than Eastern time.
I know.
So
Sorry, Sean.
why don't you guys just back off?
We had to cut you off. No, I didn't get back at you. You go ahead.
You threw off my
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the biggest news of the day, the biggest news of the off season, the
Oh,
transfer window, all of it.
What happened?
Phil, do you know what it is?
Was it Messi losing the MLS Cup?
Yeah,
Just
that
kidding.
was-
Just kidding. Back
that was
to you.
it.
It's 2 strikes. for me.
Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak has finally made the move, which I guess we all kind of figured was going to happen eventually. He is now a Liverpool player.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure is.
the deal was worth 125 million pounds, 170 million dollars, and yeah, that's a huge deal. So the question becomes, what does that mean for Hincapié? What does that mean for Isak in terms of playing and minutes? Thoughts?
Well, that's the highest transfer fee for a Premier League player ever, right?
Yeah.
So I have to imagine he's going to start. I don't think they're going to pay a gazillion dollars and not start him, but it depends on what his match fitness is like, because he obviously wasn't. I know he was like kind of training on his own, right?
Uh-huh.
So maybe he doesn't get 90 minutes or, as many minutes as you'd want in those first couple games, but they do play Burnley and Everton, which are pretty good matchups.
Yeah, it's a scary one though.
So
I think like he's good enough to take the risk. I think if you're going to take a shot on anybody, I think that's, one of the best, if not the best forward in the Premier League last year, going to the best team. If you're ever going to take a risk, maybe if you have Ollie Watkins and you're sick of Villa's crap and you have 2 transfers, you can drop Watkins to somebody else and get him. But
He's currently, as of today, he's 4.1% owned. I'm sure these stats will update tomorrow.
That's
but
going to go up.
yeah, he's 4.1% owned. It is a risk though, because again, had Hincapié for the first 3 games looked bad, I would say sure, no problem. Isak's probably going to come in and go right in. He hasn't looked bad.
He's played great.
He's looked good. So for them to just throw Isak in first game with the club, now granted there's an extra week in between, but first game with the club, I don't know. I mean, sure, they could do it, but I just feel like that'd be kind of a crazy move to just toss him straight in when Hincapié looks so good. That's just my opinion.
I don't think he's going to start game week 4.
Hincapié?
No, Isak. I think he's probably going to get maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Everton at home, that's probably, or maybe where you're going to see him start. You could maybe leverage a bench boost if you can figure out a certain way, if you don't know if he's going to start or not by
That's
game
pretty
week
risky.
5. But again, yeah, I think by game week 6 he's going to be their number 1 starter and get 75 to 90 minutes a game.
I think the point here is if you want to be a little risky, and honestly you probably won't be happy with the result, you could go get him and you could start him. But if you just want to be safe and continue getting good points for game week 4, probably don't start him. And then maybe the week after that you can look into it.
Watch him come in and score.
I mean, he can do that. He can easily come in and score.
He
in
could get
5
20 minutes and score.
We just like how many minutes is he going to get? We have no idea. So you're fully taking a risk.
Phil, you said you would guess that he wouldn't start in game week 4. Ekatike would start. Maybe Isak gets 20 to 30 minutes. So if you're an Ekatike owner, if you had him, would you be holding him for one more week to see how this plays out?
Yeah.
Given what you said?
Yeah, I would definitely hold him, especially against Burnley. That's a great chance to squeeze a few more points out of Ekatike.
Okay. Let's flip it onto the other side, though. The other team in this whole situation, Newcastle, has effectively.
Jean Wissa.
Well, yeah, very the lead.
What's his name?
Got right to it.
Jean.
Wissa is. I don't know if that deal is finalized, but it is finalized. Yes. So Wissa is now on Newcastle, which is great for them because they had no true forwards. They had Osula, who had a goal in game 2, but he was never going to be a super relevant forward for them. And Gordon, as much as he hustles, was never going to get them over the finish line. So this is a huge move for them with Wissa. I mean, I'll start. Wissa to me becomes a top tier option because Newcastle has looked good for the most part. They just couldn't score. Put him up top. I'm a huge fan of getting him on my team. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be. Yeah. What say you?
I mean, Newcastle fans and anyone associated with that team is probably happy that somebody wants to come play for them.
Finally. Well, that's because Wissa has been wanting to leave for a month, but so it kind of worked out. They had to get a guy, and he had to get out.
I don't know. I guess same logic as Isak. Like, is he going to play? Is he going to get the full minutes you're expecting right away? I mean, they need him because Gordon is still going to be suspended.
September 28th, he's out till.
They have a few other injury issues. They had guys get hurt in their last game. I haven't checked in on the severity of them. Like Joe Linton's hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I'm more willing on this one because Osula is not Ekatike. So this one I'm much more willing to potentially put him in.
Didn't they loan Osula?
Nah, I don't think so. Unless maybe they did, but he's still in the FPL options. So if they did loan him, he's still there under Newcastle. But I guess it is still transfer days at Frankfurt he went to.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think he was really all that relevant in this conversation.
So I think
anyway.
Wissa very well may start game 1.
Yeah, they need
2-week break here.
They need him. They don't have the luxury of like bringing him on slow, like Liverpool does with Isak and Ekatike. Yeah. So
their season hasn't started the same way Liverpool's has. So they need to get going here.
And
I think. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
I was going to say they play Wolves.
Yeah.
Game week 4. Then they do have probably 3-4 games that I don't favor necessarily Newcastle or a forward for Newcastle, and then they have a great stretch. So it's one of those things. Do you like free hit or wild? Well, I guess not wild card, but if you free hit on 4, do you bring him in and then wait it out for a few weeks, see how he adapts, and then bring him in come, what would it be like game week
7, 8? 7 is where...
Yeah, I guess 7. Forest is a toss-up, and Brian away, who knows? But then you get Fulham, West Ham, Brentford, Everton, Tottenham, Burnley, Sunderland.
All right, so we'll be coming back to this at some point in our next episode, I'm sure. But we're gonna move forward. That's a big conversation, though. There's a lot to talk about in that one. Next topic: Palmer's injury. I mean, I don't know. It's like I'm not surprised that Chelsea is frustrating because they pull him off right before the game, and then they never tell you the extent of any of these injuries. It's a groin injury. If you look on FPL, it tells you nothing. They don't know. We don't know. What I can tell you is Tuchel took him out of the England squad for the international break, so he's not playing with them. I just don't know what to do. I mean, his ownership's now down from 63% to 25%. Chelsea looks good without him, to be honest. And I don't know what to do because I have him, so I waited this week hoping the injury wasn't so bad, and I needed to get rid of a different player, so I just played him instead of Palmer. But what would you guys do? Would you, going into game week 4, let's say he's still, say he's 75%, are you keeping him or are you getting rid of him at that? How long can you keep a 10.5 player on your bench? 10.5 million.
I think if you can make a viable lineup for game week 4, I think I would wait.
Mm-hmm.
Like if your team's in shambles, if you had people get hurt this past week or someone pick up a red card, like then you probably have to drop him and use that money to help your team. But for you, like I think you should be able to make a viable lineup for game week 4, right? I think I would wait. Plus, you might get some news over the next 13 days before they play. So I would wait if I were you.
I will absolutely be waiting until right before game week 4.
Yeah.
But if it's still an unknown, to your point, I could make it, but it's a frustrating because obviously I had to put in a much lesser player who scored on himself. And that's just what you have to do when you have 10.5 million tied up in Palmer. So how long can I afford to play these players that are more unlikely to get points than they are to get points? Like there's only so many weeks you can take that hit. So that's what I'm kind of, and I'm sure a lot of people are rubbing up against that right now.
Yeah.
So for me, we'll see what happens, but free hits in play, right? Try and get one more week out of it to see if he comes back. So we'll see. But
and free hit on game week 4 is
it's a good game
appetizing.
Week. I've been waiting for it. The schedules are nice.
I just couldn't because of like the injuries and red cards on my team.
Yeah,
I was getting crushed, but game week 4 was the one I was hoping to wait for. You have a lot of good matchups. So.
A lot of good matchups. So that's that. We shall see what happens. We'll keep our eyes peeled. We'll talk about it next week as well. Final piece of news I want to get into, Saliba. They had thought it wasn't a terrible ankle injury, and it's not terrible, but he is 18% owned. He did pick up an injury that reports are saying 3 to 6 weeks. Good news for Arsenal is they have a lot of good players, so they can afford to keep guys on the bench, which makes me think if it is closer to that 6-week range, they're not going to force him back if they don't have to, if they think they can go without him. So before I go any further on that, are you guys, if you have him, would you move off him right now?
Yes. 100%.
Even if it's only 3 weeks?
Especially because he's expensive.
He is expensive.
And if you have him, you probably don't have Gabriel. So if you're still on a 6.1 million defender, just move to Gabriel.
Or,
if you got both,
or go get Ricardo Calafiori.
Or
Calafiore's good.
Hincapié.
Well, that's what we're going to get into now.
If you're Sean.
So, we'll get back to Leverkusen being garbage. Hincapié, 23-year-old Ecuadorian defender, very good passer. He just got loaned to Arsenal with option to buy. I think if they buy him, it would be a 43 million contract for 5 years, something in that range. So, it's not nothing. And his main position for Leverkusen in those good teams was left center back. They played 3 in the back, so he played on that left side. That's where Saliba plays, left center back. So he could very easily just slot right in there. He can also play outside back, but Calafiori plays there. But they could move Calafiori inside and then let him play left back, right? So there's a lot of options for him.
Yeah.
My guess is he's going to come in at 4.5 million because he's not coming in as a guaranteed starter, and he had 2 goals, 2 assists last season, so he's not, a huge points producer. Let's say in a perfect world, Hincapié comes in at 4.5 million. Would you pick him up for 3 to 6 weeks, not knowing just yet if he's a starter or not, but knowing the potential that he could play in either one of those positions?
Probably not.
You wouldn't? No, you
Probably
wouldn't.
not.
Phil, what about you? The only reason to do it is you'd be getting a massive differential because probably no one else is going to have him, and you would have the shutout potential. It's a risk. It's obviously a risk.
Definitely not at first.
It was more for me because of their schedule.
Schedule's tough.
Forest, which is but then City and Newcastle, so it's not ideal.
Yeah.
They have that really good run starting in game week 7. So
Newcastle before Wissa would have been nice.
Yeah.
But
I just we just don't know if they just bought Mascara as recently too, and he's the one that came on for Saliba.
Did come on.
So Calafiori has played really well. I can't see them dropping him. So it's like you said, do they move Calafiori inside? Yeah. Maybe Hincapié plays left back.
It's gonna be interesting. I do think I might be a little biased here. Hincapié is a top tier player at 23 years old, and he's a really good player. Like he would start on the majority of EPL teams. So I do think he has potential to play. He would. There's no way you're telling me he starts for Ecuador, who's a top tier international team right now. He started for Leverkusen, who was really good.
Is that certified?
Yeah, actually, that is. I mean, that's Fireside certified. And no,
You heard it.
You heard it.
You have to take a big shot at him, but listen, if he's 4.5 million, keep your eyes open. Maybe there's reports that he is going to start. It's an option, but
For sure.
I know most people aren't going to be interested like me. I'm a little biased, so
No, I mean,
We'll leave it at that.
if he starts 90 minutes, he's an insane pickup.
Yeah.
No doubt.
thank you for telling me that today. All right, those are the topics. We took a little longer today, but it was the last day of the transfer window, so there was a lot of news. I'm going to toss it over to Dave for the early transfer news.
Yeah. Look who's the number one most transferred in player this week. It's Jack Grealish.
The man's got a new lease on life, baby.
Yeah. I mean, he's played great. I think, Phil, we just looked right before we started this. He's like 13% owned already.
Yeah.
12.5% owned.
Yeah.
So people are on the Grealish train. I'm not quite as bullish as others, but mostly because I don't think he's going to get 2 assists every week.
I mean, do we just want to take the time to talk about it now? Because I do have some thoughts on this as well.
Well, I'm not like, I think he's going to keep on playing, and I think he's going to be a useful player in general for the whole season. But
no, I'm with you on
they
this.
play Villa and Liverpool next. I know Villa's been crap. But yeah, I just not, if you already bought him, fine. I don't think I wouldn't go out and get him at this point if you didn't have him.
Can I throw a couple of stats that are word to the wise for people to go back up what you're saying?
Sure.
All right. Jackie
Grealish.
Dracula.
Jack Grealish. Dave said he has 4 assists in 2 games. That's fantastic. Obviously, I think we can all say he's not going to keep that up. He's 6.7 million. The only other guys in that range are Enzo, Sarr, and Dai. Frankly, all those guys are as interesting to me as Jack Grealish, so it's not like he's the standout guy in that price range. To your point, I do like him. I do think he's going to be relevant this season, but again, to your point, Aston Villa home, Liverpool away, West Ham home, who looked good now, Crystal Palace home, we know they're good, City away, Tottenham home. That schedule's brutal, especially for Everton. But this is what I really want to get to. So I took a little bit of a deep dive into Everton's stats. Now, again, we're 3 games in, so I'm not going to call this a trend. But this is what has happened so far. They have 8 shots on net. That's bottom half in the EPL, and they have 5 goals. So that puts them at a 63% goal rate. Only them and Sunderland have that rate. That's obviously number 1, and no one's that much closer than them. But just for reference, the top teams in the EPL, your Cities, your Liverpools, your Arsenals last season finished between 35 and 40% in that category. The mid to lower teams finished 25 to 30%. On average, teams finished around 30% with the finishing rate. So point is that percentage is outrageous. It's not going to continue. So to think he's going to continue to just get assist after assist after assist, it's not going to happen. I have a feeling people are going to pick him up, and we're going to get at least 2 games here, if nothing, from him. Just my thought, just going by the numbers there. I could be wrong, but like numbers-wise, 5 goals, 8 shots, not going to continue. So
yeah, slightly unsustainable.
Just a little bit.
I think is what Sean is trying to say.
A little unsustainable, so be weary.
Other transfer ins, a lot of names that you are probably not surprised to see. Alexander Isak is in the top 8. We already talked about him. Hugo Ekitike is as well. I assume those happened before this afternoon. Enzo Fernandez is number 3 on the T-ins this week. Like you guys said, Chelsea not really struggling without Cole Palmer. His does also feel a little unsustainable, but given what we saw last year from him, he had a few pockets of being really good.
Yeah.
But he is not that expensive. There's also Antoine Semenyo on here, João Pedro, Cody Gakpo. All 3 of them have started really hot. An interesting name, the last name in the top 8 is Marco Senesi from Bournemouth, who's been a DEFCON machine so far. So if you're a person that's going that route with your back line, I believe he's 4.5 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.5 million. So if your cheap option isn't working out for you, he's a really nice pivot if you want some DEFCON points.
Cheap options not working out for people right now.
Yeah. And
fixtures.
And Bournemouth just played really well against Tottenham. And like Phil said, great fixtures coming up. The outs. Cole Palmer continues to be on here. Matheus Cunha. This one hurts for my United fandom. And he was my player pick last week.
You can't control injuries.
Hopefully he's back after the international break. There hasn't been a ton of news yet. Chris Wood is on here after he was on the transfer ins last week. This is what we told people with our rules. I think the train has kind of pulled back into the station.
I mean, yeah, people rode that train. And...
Don't chase the points. Ollie Watkins is on here. Villa has just looked so bad.
Phil, any comments on Ollie Watkins? No.
I mean, the guy's trying his best, and he just has a team that doesn't support him.
Yeah, he's not getting the service at the moment.
He's literally has better expected goals. I know expected goals is stupid. It's just stats, but he's putting up as much as he can with what his team's giving him, and that's why I respect him and still believe in him. Ollie, I'm your number 6 fan because you are pissing me off a bit.
Not number 1, number 6.
Number 6.
Florian Wirtz is on here. Bukayo Saka is on here. Tiani Reinders, the Reindeer's on here too. I was kind of surprised to see that.
Oh my boys. What the hell?
That might be why your team's struggling.
Well, I didn't have them.
Yeah.
You had Wirtz and Reinders.
What?
You had Wirtz and Reinders, no? And Cunha.
Maybe.
You're just mixing like my actual team and a free hit team.
Did your actual team have Wirtz on it?
Yes.
Did your actual team have Reinders on it?
Yes, it did.
Did your actual team have Cunha on it?
No.
Okay, but you thought about getting him.
No.
You thought about it, and that counts just as much.
That counts.
That is about it. Ryan Cherky's on here too. He also picked up a knock for City, so keep an eye on his availability over the break as well. Since City has been super frustrating for anyone not named Erling Haaland so far.
Yeah, has Pep kind of lost some magic, boys? I don't know. When can we start saying that for sure? Now it's last season, and it's kind of continuing.
I don't know. They've had like a varying amount of guys hurt. I don't get the Oscar Bob thing. Like, there's no way he's
you mean like the
best
name?
option.
Like, you don't know why they named him
He
that?
does
or
have
like
two
you don't-
first
or
names.
You don't like get him play.
He has 2 first names, and I don't trust anybody with 2 first names.
Right.
But like I feel like they have better options over there. But yeah, they you were saying it before we started recording, Phil. They like kind of feel like they lack the quality out on the wings right now. And the whole like fullbacks tucking in and never overlapping thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to assume they'll figure it out at some point, but the last 2 games have not looked good.
All right. Is that all we got for the week?
I think
Time for
that's
some player picks?
I think that's all the notable stuff.
All right.
Player picks.
Player picks of the week.
Kind of like I think that's my favorite of your little sounds over there.
You think so?
Good job.
Yeah, I like
That's
that
weird
one.
because you talked right through it, guys. So,
We're
next
just
time.
that excited
Next
about
time.
about it.
No, I'm kidding. All right. Let's start with because I want to get Phil's take on this. So I'll start with my guy. It was my guy before the season started. He has been one of the top defenders, Mark Gahey. He had a banger of a goal, 15 points, top defender in points this week. Crystal Palace looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But Phil, before I go any further, I know you wanted to talk a bit about Crystal Palace.
No, I don't think. I mean, it's pretty obvious, and I'm sure most people are looking at the same things. But whether it's Gahey, Munoz, whoever on the back line, LaCroix, Richards, you probably have to have one of them because they have great fixtures coming up. Looking at Crystal Palace, they have Sunderland, West Ham United, then they do have Liverpool, but then it's Everton. So I think they have like 2-3 games. And come game week 10, they have a stretch of 6 games that are incredible. So I would just say with Crystal Palace over the next 12 to 15 game weeks, you can probably play them without many concerns for 10 of them or 11 of them, and then just have someone on your back line that you can rotate in when they do have the tougher ones like, Liverpool, Arsenal, Bournemouth maybe at home. But I don't know. Crystal Palace has just looked great, and I think most teams should have one of the the defenders there. And if you can afford Munoz, he's probably the guy you want because of the offensive returns. But if not, to Sean's point, Guehi, LaCroix, and Richards are great options.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we all saw this coming. Crystal Palace is a good team, but can I throw out something and ask if it worries you at all, Phil? So when you look at Crystal Palace's underlying stats, they're the lowest team in possession, 37.3%. They're second to last in shot creation attempts, and they're last in shots. Does the fact that their offense at the moment appears to be pretty bad, does that worry you? The fact that they're going to have the ball coming at them 63% of the time, does that worry you at all, knowing how other teams are coming at them?
They play so comfortably in the back. I think they absorb the pressure super well, and they expect to score on counters more often than not, or set pieces. They kind of remind me of how Forest played last year, where Forest really didn't have the attack in majority of the games, but you never felt like they were getting dominated or that they were uncomfortable or under pressure. So I don't think their attacking woes really concern me from a defensive standpoint.
Dave, any thought on that before we?
A little bit of concern. Like, I've watched a good bit of their games so far, and you can kind of see it. Like, they don't create as much given how well they've played and the results they've gotten. But I'm not overly concerned yet. But I would like to see them, because I'm a big SAR guy, so I would like to see them create a bit more.
Yeah.
Again, we're talking for the defensive line.
Yeah,
like,
for
are
the
you worried
defensive
for a
line,
defender?
no, I'm not concerned about the defenders whatsoever. Any of the four are good options.
Yeah. All right, Dave, why don't you continue talking and go through maybe one of the picks you have? Can you God, my talking today, man. I am just like, can we get a pick as good as Cunha from last week?
Oh, well, yes.
I couldn't get it out.
I could just say literally any name on the screen. All right, man.
I feel like Dave only gets the Kawhi laugh.
Yeah, why am I the only one that gets Kawhi'd?
Because you're beating me and it's upsetting, okay?
I'm the only one. We've talked about replacements for defenders, for budget defenders that haven't worked out. Like, if you were an Aaron Wan-Bissaka person or an Ezri Konsa, any of those guys. I wanted to talk about Jacob Andersen, who I know Phil also likes.
That was my guy. You stole my guy, but that's a good thing.
That was your guy?
But that's a good thing, because that means he must be good if we both did the research and brought him up. So
well, I have another guy.
No, let's do it. Let's do it. That's good. I love this.
I brought him up before everyone.
So all three of us are in on this guy, which we'll let you
Sean
know.
just leaves me out because I'm in last between the three of us, and he doesn't trust me.
For the record, us bringing the same person, we don't plan that in advance. It just never happens. So this is a rarity that all three of us are on board with this guy. So Dave, do it, man. This is exciting. I am excited here.
No, it's pretty simple. Like, I'm still sitting here with a couple budget defenders, Esteve and Rodon, who are less expensive, but like Wan-Bissaka, Ezri Konsa. I mean, we went through this last week with the highest owned defenders. There's still some guys in there that don't make any sense. If you just had William Saliba get hurt, who else is up there? Ola Aina. Maybe you're sick of Force not being able to play defense. He does really well in the DEFCON 8, 11, and 10 so far. Fulham are an underrated defensive team, I feel like. I believe they were 5th or 6th last year in expected goals conceded. They were like 12th in actual goals. So I think they're a little bit better of a defensive team than people give him credit for. He does well in the DEFCON, and I think they have a pretty good potential for a shutout this week at home against Leeds.
Yeah, they've only given up 4 goals so far. 4 goals in 3 games. I mean, that's not amazing, but it's not terrible. Obviously they've given up multiple goals only in one of those games. So not great, not terrible, but something to remember is, who a lot of people consider their best FPL asset in Robinson has not started a game yet. He's still getting back to fitness. I'm pretty sure he's not in the USA team in international break, so he's resting. With him back, I think it does make them a stronger defensive team, obviously. But yeah, go ahead.
I had a second one I want to do real quick since I sort of took your guy.
Let me finish though.
Fine.
I just wanted to say that he has played 90 minutes every single game. 2 shots on net, 1 on target, 2 attempted assists from a center back. He has as many shots on target as any other defender not named Timber or Ballard. Ballard, who's hurt. So, surprisingly, there is a little bit of offensive ability here. So that's all I wanted to say. Yeah. And the fact that, like you said, Leeds only has 1 goal in the season. Only incredibly Aston Villa is behind them with 0. But Leeds has 1 goal this season, so it's a very, very good chance at a shutout. Was the last thing I wanted to say.
Unless I might have missed it, but he's also gone DEFCON last 2 game weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, you said that.
11 and 10, yeah.
He's a good DEFCON option. So.
And then they have Brentford too.
Yep.
After Leeds and
without,
Villa, who suck. So
Brentford without Wissa for sure.
So they have 3 really good games in a row that you could be looking at.
Yeah, he's my number one 4.5 switch right now. So go ahead, Dave. Go to your next guy.
I'll do this one quick, but it's Iliman Ndiaye.
Ndiaye.
Even though we talked about Everton's 5 goals on 8 shots.
Get their forwards.
I don't care. I'm saying this because Jack Grealish is the most transferred in player, and he's now more highly owned than Ndiaye. He's still only 9%, and I don't think that should be the case. So while everyone's going to buy Grealish, you should buy Iliman Ndiaye, because if there's one Everton attacker, I could have it be him.
On PKs too, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But that's all I wanted to say about him. I wanted to use the Grealish thing. I was like, I wonder if he's more highly owned than Ndiaye now, and he is.
And he is.
I don't think that should be the case. Just saying.
Were there any more player picks we wanted to go through before I go to the last guy I just wanted to have a conversation about? Phil?
I just want to talk about Tottenham real quick. I think when they beat City, yes, they looked great. They were that defensive team that we thought they would be in under Frank, but they obviously weren't the best team in the league. Just like now after losing against Bournemouth, they're not the worst team in the league. It was a weird game. I watched most of it, and it felt like an uncomfortable game. A lot of fouls being called again. I don't know. It just felt like a weird game, and I'm not really going to consider it in terms of bringing in players or keeping players. And Tottenham, we keep going back to fixtures, but I think there's just so many little interesting runs of fixtures for a lot of these teams. Tottenham does have West Ham United, Brighton, Wolves, Leeds, Aston Villa, Everton in a row. So that's a great run. So again, for those defenders, I know you talked about Spence, Sean, the other day, but Van de Ven, Porro, Romero, like you have a lot, or even people bringing in attackers like Kudus, Brennan Johnson.
I think Kudus is probably the only relevant one at the moment. But,
yeah.
Yes. The other ones, we don't know the timing, how much time they're going to get.
I wouldn't panic from the Bournemouth game. I hope people panic and they transfer out these guys because I think they'll become differentials, and I think they're going to have a good run of games. So I'm so high on them.
Same. Nothing has changed for me in terms of Spurs. We didn't mention Xabi Simons in the news because they just bought him from Leipzig.
True. I apologize. I did not throw him in there.
Love Xabi Simons.
Yeah.
Same thing as we said with the other new guys. I think it's maybe wait and see. I assume he's going to start as the number 10 for the long term for them. Who knows if he comes in and plays, at least 60 minutes against West Ham, but he's
Who would
also
that affect on the current starting team,
they're playing Sarr as the number 10 and then Betancourt and Palhinha. I assume they would.
Palhinha's not going to go anywhere.
Palhinha's not going anywhere. It'd be Betancourt or Sarr, neither of whom you were probably using.
Listen to this from last season. He played 25 matches. Right now he's in a 38. Well, technically he's in a 35 game season at this point, but he had 10 goals and 7 assists in 25 matches in the Bundesliga. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So another, it would be 10 more games at this point. Give him 35 games, which is what he can have this year. Yeah, that's a solid season. I would take that from an FPL player.
He's
interesting.
He's always been that special young player that hasn't exploded, gone to that next level. So it would be fun to see him get to that next level that everyone's been talking about for a few years now on Tottenham, and I think he could actually make Tottenham a really, really good and strong team. Brings that magic that maybe they don't have with other players. So
absolutely.
Anyways,
Absolutely.
Sean, who you got?
So I don't got a player. I just listen. We're almost up on time.
Player picks,
but I do want to bring in. Well, I don't have a player that I want to throw a bunch of stats out. I just want to get the opinion from the boys because we talked about it last week, and he now has played in his first game for Arsenal. I want to bring Eze back up. So Odegaard does seem to be okay. He did come in late, but he did come in, so the shoulder seems fine. We know the situation with Saka. At what point do we think Eze is a relevant FPL asset if he is going to be for Arsenal?
Take it, Dave.
As soon as game week 4, and if not game week 4 against City in game week 5.
You think that soon?
I don't think they bought him to play Gabriel Martinelli ahead of him. Yep. I mean, I think there's room for him until Saka comes back. He could slide over to the right, but I think once Saka's back, it'll be Saka, Yorkerish, and Eze will be their front 3.
Same.
I agree. And if you don't want to bring them in against City or Newcastle or still worried about minutes, we've always talked about Arsenal for game week 7. That's when they get the really easy run of fixtures, starting with West Ham at home. But I compare him on Arsenal kind of like Gakpo on this current Liverpool. We don't know what's going to happen with Liverpool with Isak. But, the right side with Salah is kind of the strong side. Leaves that space on the left side. Right side, strong side. I could see this happening the same. So on the right side with Saka, that's the strong side. It's going to bring that space for Eze potentially on the left side if he plays there. And I could see him actually doing pretty well. And it's not a bad price tag for someone that's going to be involved on one of the better teams.
I think it's a good timing for this too, because they Forest City Newcastle, and after that they get a great run. So maybe you kind of wait and see what happens. Let him get ingrained with the team, and then once game week 7 gets here, he'll probably be locked and loaded.
Wait, can we just talk about our super quick? I know
Very
we're out of time. They after game week 7, it's West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Burnley, Sunderland, Tottenham, Chelsea, which is rough, but then Brentford, Villa, Wolves, Everton, Brighton, and Villa again.
That's the first half of the season.
That's insane for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but again, Arsenal's one of the top 2 teams, so all their games are going to look like good games when you're looking at like difficulty ratings. Similar to Liverpool, right? They're all going to be good matchups for the most part.
I guess
to your point, that is a nice. I mean, it's a great run.
They just played tough teams in the first 5.
Yeah, well,
game weeks. So.
They've played Liverpool, so that's the hardest game of the season. That's out of the way now.
Yep.
So that's a good point. All right, that's all we got. That's all we got. We'll be back here next week. We are for sure going to be running either a free hit or a wild card draft. Depends on what we think is most relevant going into game week 4. So stay tuned for that. We're not going to have our typical player picks. We may have a little section in there, but we've talked about it here. Yeah. So unless there's injuries in the international break or something big changes, we'll mention that. But we're not going to have a main episode. This is that episode.
And who we're wild carding or free hitting with is like kind of the player picks for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
you know what I mean, boys.
If you're out there watching, like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Check us out on our socials, Instagram, X. Listen to us on Spotify. If you're interested in our team before the week, Instagram, we throw one of our teams out. Patreon, we throw all of our teams out with some summaries. If you want a little bit more in depth, and you can get the Discord, talk to us, our articles, all that. We also put our rankings out on Instagram on Thursday of every week. So we do our top 10 in each position, so look out for that. Follow us on Instagram. And with that, I think we're out of here, boys.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.